We're here today at Casino in New South Wales, and to say at the very least that this job didn't come with any dramas would be an understatement. Arriving to the job, we had a massive storm and big winds coming through, but we managed to get a 17-panel REA ACM system installed with a REA power bank battery featuring 20 kilowatt hours. Let's go have a look inside and see what the boys have been up to, and we'll have a chat to the homeowner, Luigi. Cheers. All right, Craigie, you want to tell us what you're doing?
So I'm just fitting off an isolator. Where this is a battery rebate, it must go through the isolator with a grid only. The backup can go straight into the battery or the inverter.
Okay, so another integral part of the system is the CT clamp. So that basically gives us all our online information. So it's very important that we have these facing the right direction. So I'll show you our end-phase ones first. So the end-phase ones, these are the ones that measure the solar and give us total consumption. So we can see here, this is our two solar arrays coming down from the roof. So it's very important that the arrow faces towards the circuit breaker. So we can see here, cables going through to the circuit breaker, and same with the house consumption. So off the load side of the main meter, we've got the arrow facing towards the main switch. So that's the ones with the end phase. Now if you have three phase, it'll obviously be times by 3. Now with our REA battery power banks, exactly the same as well. So we have a consumption meter. Now the advantage with these, they're actually marked grid CT on there, so it'd be very hard to get it mixed up. And then this cable goes all the way back to our REA power bank battery. So it's just a matter of basically running this cable all the way back to the battery, click it on, and the arrow has to go the same direction. So we can see their grid towards the main switch, and we've got our solar one here as well. So we can see our PV arrow goes that way towards the solar array. I'll just plug that in. And like I said, so you can see here on the extension cable it says PV, and then on the CT cable it says PV. So it's very, very foolproof.
So there's CT clamps for solar and consumption on end phase, and then the same on the battery.
That is correct. Yep, and that's it.
Excellent, thanks bloke.
This is what Brett was explaining to you earlier, where you can, this is completely under your control. So you can choose at what point you wish to sell the excess that you're not using from your battery, which will go back to the grid at a peak time, so you can draw some cash back from it, which is a really good feature. And again, you can feed in from the tariff at a cheaper rate. So you can choose when to feed in from the grid should you ever need to, and back out to the grid at a higher rate, so you can actually make some profit from it. So you have a total investment on the top here, which will give you what you put in, and then what you draw back will be your profit, which is really clever. It's a really clever little feature with this application.
Yeah, Luigi, it's great to see you again.
Great to see you too, Brett.
Everything went really smoothly this morning, no hiccups whatsoever, was there?
No, everything was absolutely marvelous, apart the weather. We did have a bit of a wet weather at the time, but the boys...
When he says wet, I mean like it was blowing a gale, there was thunder, there was lightning, it was all happening.
Yes, but as the boys that were absolutely unreal, what they could not do straight away up on the roof, they did everything inside and they didn't waste any time at all. The practice that I did, it's absolutely impeccable. As they did the work, they explained it. They did actually a couple extra little things for me while they were there, which was really great to get that couple of bits done and make my life easier.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you so much for that. And yeah, it's really been a great experience. Now we'll see with the new power bank and the new battery. I'm looking forward for it as we use more and more power for the family wise. Son with the motorbike electric, bought a electric battery whipper snipper and battery push mower. That'll be really great, and that'll avoid me to go to the petrol station and get fuel, and comfortable to have it here. And at the same time, so even have the backup when storm or outage like happened today, that we could have, you know, lights inside, do the washing and fridge running all the time. Where down here towards, as you know, in Casino, close to Lismore, bit floody area and bit rural area, we can get fair few outage.
Yeah, so, obviously, as I mentioned before, this is your second install with REA. We did an install for you, I think, about 5 odd years ago, back up in Queensland when you're living on the right side of the border. But, back then we didn't do any battery storage for you at that point in time, and this install we've done battery storage for you. Can you tell me a little bit about the thought process of why you've done battery storage this time and why you chose to go with the REA power bank?
Yeah, we look into it as a family-wise, what our usage it was, and as the technology change, battery change. At the time 5 years ago, I think that Tesla was the only one available for it, and I didn't quite believe on what I would spend to what I would recover from the battery.
Your return on investment.
On return on investment, where with the new REA power bank, when I look into it, and as you explained, you send me all the details in it, I think they would be a perfect fit for us. As we grow with the family. It will definitely service us for a fair few years, and I could actually keep upgrading and even the return as wise and having the backup. To me, the technology at the moment is actually start to get much better.
Yeah.
And that's why we decided to go with the battery. It's still fresh. I still very anxious to have a look how they actually work and how to use it, and probably change a little bit our habit of usage, as I did learn the first time with Enphase. That we did change on our habit of, instead of washing at night time or the dishwasher starting at night time, we did set it to start on daytime, which to usage that consumption on the day instead than do it at night time, where in this case, even for the battery, we could sell the power and get a bit extra from there, and to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, fantastic. So we mentioned about Enphase and what that means for your solar installs, that we've got a miniaturized inverter for every single panel. There's a lot of benefits to the technology, like efficiency. It's plug and play upgradable, just like the battery is plug and play upgradable. But one of the things I talk to a lot of homeowners about is the monitoring capabilities of solar systems. And it's not always realised how invaluable that may be to a particular homeowner until they've actually had the product for a period of time. So Luigi, because you had the previous system for around about 5 years, how valuable to you was the actual monitoring?
It was really great because, like I said, we actually did have huge amount of savings on that case, to be able to see where we could use the power in a better efficiency. Some months I did have $80 back in my bank, which is something that I didn't need to pay, where friends that might like, oh, we pay $100 this month or $200, which whatever, actually it did really help us. And now with the new panels and the new battery with the new system, I'm looking forward to learn a little bit more and to be able to do that same situation. And even talking to other friends that have different system, they all the time have problem, as in not problem, but not understanding, where I did find that the Enphase app much friendlier, easier to use.
So you could sort of see, what it is that you're doing, when you're doing it, where power's going, when you're using it, selling it, how much you're consuming, that sort of stuff.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, which I think that's a great feature to have it, and to see what you can do. Even on the past experience, I've been overseas for a couple of months to see family and friends, and I could monitoring my solar panels from overseas, see what they're doing and things like that. And even having family over here, like Christmas time was really hot up in Brisbane, and we were inside for the period of time that my family spent here. We have air conditioner on, running all the time, and all other extra powers that are involved to have our grown-up people in the house, and I didn't pay a cent of power, which I was really stoked with the performance of it. And and any question that I did have regarding Enphase or the solar panels, was just a phone call away from you guys. And if yourself or the office could not answer straight away, I would have got an email or a call as soon as possible. And I really find that one a really great experience and trusty on your work.
Yeah,
and,
fantastic.
yeah.
Fantastic. No, we appreciate it. Well, we might wrap up there, but before we do so, Luigi, for anyone that might be looking for solar within the industry, what sort of advice would you give them?
I would give the advice to, first of it, as yourself, ask a question and use REA, as in get Brett or anyone from REA to come and explain how the technology work, because every year evolve, or even every month evolve, which that's the best option from you guys and the best advice that I always find that really helpful. And at least you can understand and you make your choice, because each person, it's definitely got different need. As you know, you advised me on this beautiful system and the battery, and I'm really looking forward for it. And please, I guarantee 100% REA, it will come through it with the service, the professional that it's behind, and everything else. I really
Excellent. Well, we really appreciate it, Luigi. Thank you
so
very
much.
Yeah, we really do appreciate that you chose us for the second time around. And yeah, you've gone with the new REA power bank battery for all your nighttime needs and backup. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to use it and to learn more. And yeah.
Excellent.
Thank
For
you.
any more, please feel free to visit www.reasolar.com.au. Cheers.
Cheers.